Ladies and gentlemen, boys and girls.
LGBTQTI plus.
QT. What's the QTI? Oh no, LGB.
LGBTQTI.
What's the extra T?
Wait.
You said LGBTQT. What's the extra
fuck.
T? Transformers?
Hold on, there's a really long one for it now.
Alright, while you look that up, I'm going to tell everyone what episode it is. I don't know what episode it is. I don't even know what fucking day it is. It's episode 50, probably 57, 56 or 57 of the Speared Sundays podcast.
Wait. LGBTQQIAAP.
What's the extra Q for?
Wait a minute, one of them says LGBTQIAPK.
They should just call themselves the Alphabet Collective. Because
so
that encompasses everybody, and it's a fucking cool name.
I was wrong, there's not two T's. Okay. Lesbian, gay, bi, trans, questioning, queer, intersex, asexual, allies, and pansexual.
Allies?
Yeah.
What, are you guys in fucking fighting World War II against the Axis?
Wait, this one says LGBTQQIP2SAA.
IP, they've got fucking internet routers in their group now. What do you identify as?
Oh, wait. What does that stand for?
What do you identify as?
I'm so confused.
I identify as dial-up.
2 S's for two spirit, a tradition in many... Oh, I'm gonna put this away.
Just put it away. Okay. I told you to put it away. She's on a laptop. Alright, who are you? You want to tell
Hey
everyone,
everyone, it's Jasmine, the favorite.
Jasmine's back. Yeah, that shits me. You're the favorite episode.
Of course.
You've got the most positive feedback out of every episode that I've done.
I'm very lovable.
And I've done a lot of episodes. I've done 56 or 57 episodes.
A lot of episodes.
And actually,
but
you know what?
But it just doesn't matter because...
I think the live one was the best one.
Oh, okay.
Yeah, you'll agree.
How many listens did you get to that one?
Oh, it's heaps. It's like 20,000.
What?
Because of YouTube as well.
Oh.
It's cheating.
Well done.
Thank you very much.
Yeah. I'm still a favourite though.
Yeah.
Because you had like 4 guests on that.
Yeah, I kind of was cheating. Alright, so, sorry for the lateness of this podcast. I don't know if you guys can tell, but I'm incredibly sick.
Lewis has been completely disabled the past 2 days.
Oh yeah, that's why I haven't had a video out as well.
One thing you should know about Lewis is he doesn't get sick.
Ever.
Until he just crashes about once every 3 months.
Yeah, once every 3... It's like clockwork. Once every 3 months, I just get so sick that I can't move. And I can't do anything.
Why do you think this is, Lewis?
I just plan it out that way because it's the most efficient way to get sick. Some people get sick. My mum gets sick, a little bit sick, like once a month if she has a shit day. I just get that shit done. I get 3 months worth of sickness done in 2 days. And then after day 3, I'm soldiering on. Like, this is day 3. We did some stuff today. I'm not completely better, but tomorrow I'll be fine on Monday. And then, you know what? It's great that I got sick now instead of next week, because if I was this sick on next Friday, I would have had to cancel the shows. I couldn't have done them.
Tour starts next Friday. But aside from that, wait a minute. I want you to tell everyone why you have to crash once every 3 months. Why don't you justify it to them first?
There's no justification. It just happens. I plan it that way because it's the most efficient way to get sick.
Okay. All right. Let's talk about your sleep. Let's talk about your sleep schedule.
Yeah, let's talk about how efficient I am. Right? I get 6 hours of sleep every night. I sleep at 12 at midnight, and then I wake up at 6 in the morning. And then, you know how I explained it? It's like, have you seen Step Brothers, the movie?
Maybe.
You know, you haven't fucking seen anything.
I have, yeah.
Do you know how many times I've told her, like, a Simpsons joke that everybody knows and that she doesn't, and that she's not seen it? Because her
I
parents...
have gaps in pop culture.
Her parents banned Japanese anime because it's...
Chinese.
Why can't you watch Chinese?
No, we weren't allowed to watch The Last Airbender, the Avatar, because it had non-godly influences. But, yeah. Anyway, I just have... The point is, I have gaps in pop culture.
Here,
but
watch
enough
this.
about me.
Watch this. I want to demonstrate. Watch this.
Don't.
Alright? Okay, here's a good one that everybody would know. Stupid, sexy Flanders.
Of course I know that.
Have you seen the episode, or have you seen it in a meme? Fucking wrecked.
Wait,
You've seen it in a meme.
He goes, Flanders, right?
No!
What do you mean? Then he goes, stupid, sexy Flanders, and then later he... Oh.
You've seen it in a meme.
No, I've seen the F's. Stop it.
Okay.
How many times have I told you Simpsons is the one thing that we're allowed to watch for some reason?
Yeah, that's weird. Yeah, you couldn't even watch Pokemon.
Why are we talking about this again?
Because
we're going back to talking
I'm delaying you making fun of me. That's why. All right, you tell them your hypothesis on why
I just
I'm
wanted
sick.
to ask. So you say you sleep 6 hours a night.
Yeah, I sleep 6 hours a night.
Wait a minute. So is that what the doctors told you to sleep?
No. Okay, let me tell you why.
Hold on. Wait. So 6 hours is enough sleep for you then?
Yeah, let me preface this
and
by...
it's got nothing to do with why you get sick so often.
No, I don't get sick often. You
Really?
told me Lewis never gets sick, but every 3 months he almost dies.
Well, that's not... Okay.
So that's not
Stop.
that's not always getting sick. That's routinely almost dying, okay? It's very different.
Different. Mm.
Yeah, and only for 2 days.
Alright, so why do you routinely almost die?
I have no idea. There's no evidence. I see no correlation between my behavior and when I get sick.
Unrelated. Please explain your reasons for sleeping 6 hours a night.
Okay, so you know the movie Step Brothers where they move where they make bunk beds?
I don't know. Okay, just continue the story.
Well, it's not going to make sense now. Okay, basically, you know when you clean your room, and there's when you clean your room and there's so much room for activities, that's like when I sleep less. I'm like, I can fit so much shit in my day now. I had 2 hours more.
So they put... Oh, wait, I think I've seen that scene. So instead of having normal beds, they put bunk beds, and then they say there's so much room for activities.
Yeah, that's like my life when I sleep 6 hours. There's so much more room for activities.
Like a normal person.
Yeah, and I don't need 8 hours. I function fine on 6. Because I started doing it when I was 18, and that was when I was going to gym all the time. That was when I was... hoaxing the news and making headlines. I was so productive. And I've just recently started doing it again. Every time I do this, I get so much more shit done.
And where'd you get this idea, Lewis, to sleep only 6 hours a night?
Okay, I got it from Arnold Schwarzenegger's book. I read half of it.
It's true.
I still haven't finished it. You got it for my birthday. I read half of it. I bought it for him. And then I was like, oh, he sleeps 6 hours a night. And, dude, that guy's amazing. He had the dumbest fucking plan and it worked. You know what his plan was? He lived in Austria, didn't speak any English, and he told his parents, hey, I'm going to go to America and be famous. Didn't even speak English, and they laughed at him, and he fucking did it. The only reason he's not president is because he's ineligible to run, because he's an immigrant. He would have won president, 100%. He would have been Donald Trump before Donald Trump. Alright, so if I sleep 6 hours, I'm going to be the governor of California.
No.
I will.
Let's just go back to... So you sleep 6 hours a night because Arnold Schwarzenegger sleeps 6 hours.
Yeah, you know what? I've got one up on him because I speak English already.
There's no arguing with Lewis over this. He's just so convinced that 6 hours is enough, even though he routinely almost dies.
Look at all the shit I'm doing though. I can only sleep for 6 hours. I got a podcast. I got to put out videos. I'm going on tour soon. I got to go to gym.
How many hours have you slept in the past 2 days?
Probably 18.
A day?
Yeah.
Yeah, a day. So that's what, 36. Wait, how many hours is that?
That's 36. See,
no, it's not.
No, that's okay.
It is. It is 36.
Yeah, in the past 2
Neither
days.
Lewis
That's
or
36.
us did
See,
math
if you slept 6
school.
hours, you would have more time to do math, and you'd know, like me. I said 36 straight away.
So did I, but then we both second guessed it.
Rain Man
it doesn't
shit.
matter. It doesn't matter. I haven't seen that either.
So yeah, I've got Jazz on the podcast to basically hold my hand because I don't think I could talk for an hour.
Yeah, he keeps on coughing. It's not good. I've been taking care of him, nursing him back to health for the past 2 days. It's interesting because as routinely as he falls sick, it's also the exact same routine to get him better. It's pretty much just wake him up once every 4 or 5 hours so he doesn't sleep for too long. Give him juice. He likes apple mango juice.
Yep.
Just because. He needs some fresh air. Take him for a walk. Make sure he eats. And yeah, pretty much in 2 days he'll be better. But if you don't do any of those things, he will just get worse. Honestly.
Dude, listening to that, if you were telling me that about someone else, I would be thinking, that cunt is autistic as fuck. That dude's got full-on Asperger's. He needs this and this and this every single time,
and then he functions.
or he'll lose it.
Yeah, that's so funny.
So yeah, that's what I've been up to, guys. That's why I haven't got a video out today, and I had to cancel my trial show. It was like the last trial show I was going to have before I leave for tour. Because I'm not going to speak too much about my tour and shows and shit because I've been talking about it heaps. But it starts Friday and Saturday. I'm kicking off in Geelong and then we go to Ballarat. Heads up to Geelong. It was sold out, but then we figured out we could fit 20 more seats in there.
Yeah, more seats added.
So they're on sale now. It's on
loosebeers.com/gigs.
Yeah. Do you have to say /? Everyone says /. I always just say /. Surely people know that you just do a /.
Some people are retarded though.
Yeah, but I don't know what a // is. Like if someone was like, draw me a backward /, I wouldn't know. I just know the / is the one on the bottom right of the keyboard.
Okay, /gigs, but then that just sounds like / the musician.
Who the fuck would think that?
I don't know.
Gee, let me go on www.loosebeers.com/themusiciangigs. Yeah, he's going to be there in Geelong. So we added 20 more seats, so that's going to sell out again.
Yeah,
I don't think we can fit any more in there, or there'll be a fire hazard. And my jokes are pretty fire, so we'll all burn to death. Come, it'll be a good night. And then Ballarat, as you guys know, I've sold fuck all to, so please come.
No, you've sold a good amount. It's
Have
gonna
I?
Be, yeah.
Oh, actually, recently it's picked up.
You've
Thank you very much.
Are we talking numbers?
Yeah, I've sold like half.
Yeah, you've sold more than half now.
Oh, okay, awesome. Well, I've sold more than half, so maybe Ballarat.
If you're under 18, you can come with a parent or guardian to the Ballarat show. That's the only 18 plus show.
Yeah, everything else is all ages.
Everything else is all ages. But if you have a guardian or look, even someone who looks older.
Yeah, look, it's fucking Ballarat. Do you really think they're going to check ID? That being said, if you get rejected, it's not my fault.
Nah.
I remember the first time I came to Sydney, we did it in an 18 plus place. This was before my show. This is when I opened up for Khaled, like in 2015, I think.
No, your first tour was 2015.
Oh, so it would have been 2014. Fuck. And people came and tried to sneak in. And since that show, I know that the Comedy Store has knocked me back.
Is that why they wouldn't take you at the Comedy Store?
I think so.
You didn't tell
because
me
you cunts tried to sneak in, and then they were like, "Oh, we don't want to have underage people in the venue, so you can't do your show here." And I was just like, "That's not my fucking fault. If my fan base are filled with reckless people who are going to try and sneak in, that's your job to make sure that they can't get in." And what does that have to do with me?
Or maybe because you encouraged them.
I don't... Okay, Okay, look. Don't come if you're under 18 unless it's with a guardian or with a homeless person who kind of looks like your dad.
Yeah.
Alright? So, there you go.
Or, just... But Ballarat, really, they're just like... I don't know.
I don't know.
We don't know. We haven't been to Ballarat. We're city folk.
Yeah. I don't know. Let's stop talking about shows. We've been talking about it too much. Yeah. The point is, it starts on Friday and Saturday. I'm very excited for it to kick it off with some sellout shows. So that'll be fun. All right? What have you been up to, Jasmine? With your life?
Oh, with my life?
Yeah, since we last spoke. When we speak last was like 6 months ago.
It was a while ago. We recorded it in my car in a Hungry Jack's.
Yeah, so hopefully this should sound better because we're in Jazz's bedroom, but we're using her microphone, not mine, because Jazz makes a little bit of music.
Oh, it's also 11:30 at night, so we're just.
Oh yeah, we had to wait until I fell up to talking. Sorry, this is Jazz is going to carry this one.
Oh, great. So last time I was on, Lewis didn't ask me any questions about me at all.
Yeah.
And I told him off for being so rude. Because I know you guys love me, because I'm just the best. You like me more than Lewis.
You've just blown it. They like that podcast because we talk so much about me.
A girl can dream. So since we last spoke, when do you reckon that was?
I can look it up and then come back with the magic of editing.
Nah. Oh, okay, yeah, let's...
Alright. And we're back. August, it was. Last year. How long ago is that? That's like 8 months ago.
It's about 6 months.
Yeah, I don't know my months. We've already established on the podcast.
No.
I just listened to my voice and I heard how sick I sound. I'm sorry. At least you guys know that I'm not pretending.
Yeah, about 6 months ago. So.
What have you been up to in the last 6 months, Jazzy?
Well, last time we spoke, I probably just started a new job.
Yeah.
Working in insurance, in financial services, which is...
You work in a call centre.
Yeah.
But at home.
Yeah, but I actually just quit that job.
Hey, that's awesome.
Cool.
Why did you quit the job?
Well, I hated it.
Yep.
Because I hang out with Lewis a lot, and you guys know how Lewis feels about jobs.
I think I've really put that belief into your head.
It's really rubbed off on me. Like, because the thing is that you never really contemplate that there could be an alternative to working a job a lot of the time. Because it's just such a normal cultural thing. It's you get your education, you get a job, and then you build your life around whatever job you're able to get.
Yeah, I mean, even I did that. Like, even I was like, I know that I don't want to go to university because there's no degree that appeals to me. So maybe I'll just get a full-time job and see what happens. And I'm pretty sure the only reason I had the perspective that you could do what you wanted with your life was because of where I worked for the first year, which was I've said this a few times, but I worked in commission-only sales. Commission only is if you don't make a sale, you don't get paid.
It's like Wolf of Wall Street, but the guys were so much more dorky. There was like many less drugs and hot girls.
But
the same culture. Like you make it because you make it.
Yeah, like everything was your fault. Your success was you. Your failures were you. I thought it was a really positive, work hard and succeed environment, and I worked really closely with the owner of the business, and they were new, and I was really close with my manager, and like they had just started their own business. They splintered it off from another massive company and started doing better than them. And I think not all of the employees were because commission only, it wasn't for everybody. There was a really high turnover because if you didn't make money, if you didn't sell, you didn't make money. So lots of people would quit when they figured out they weren't good at it. But the people that were there for like more than a year clearly loved it and were very good at it, and they were making heaps of money. And I think I just saw how happy they were because they were clearly doing what they wanted to with their life. And I think that really gave me an insight and made me go, oh, fuck, you can do that.
Yeah. Well, I suppose everyone sort of, even people who feel like they are taking control of their life, they generally look into, out of existing jobs, what will make them the most happy out of the options, rather than if I could create from scratch my life, how would I do that? What steps would I have to take to get there? So last time we spoke, I just left a job in the city because I had started my own business, working in entertainment, sort of behind the scenes, which is very much sort of came to pass being around Lewis and noticing gaps in the industry. And I guess I'll talk more about that in a minute. But I quit my job in the city in May last year, and I'd got a job out in the suburbs. I could work from home part-time, working, it was basically an at-home call centre, and I started that in July.
Which is just the best way to have a customer service shitty on the phone job. If you're going to do it, you might as well do it in your pajamas.
Oh, yeah, if you have to fucking work for the man and listen to dumb people call up and complain about things they don't understand and they don't want to understand, they just want to complain.
You might as well be watching Dragon Ball Z on mute while you do it.
I just played Hearthstone a lot, talk to my friends. Oh man, I spend more time off the phone than on the phone. Like if you've worked in a call center, you know that every movement is tracked. Like it's all tracked. What you do on the computer, how many calls you take, the time that you put the customer on hold, the time between the calls.
Yeah, that's the worst. Between the calls, because it doesn't matter what you were doing. Like you could be like writing a note saying this customer complained or this customer.
You might have some like really like an intensive workload to get through from what the customer just left you with, but they're tracking it, and if you exceed certain amounts, you get in trouble, called in. So
yeah, it's just the worst, most micromanaging place to work is customer service on the phone.
Well, it has to be.
Yeah, because it's
for
because
running
if
the
you
business
didn't if they didn't do that, it's just such a shitty,
like even
unrewarding
working
job.
from home, I got so much freedom compared to working in an office, like on the mouse wheel. What's that? Hamster wheel.
Yeah, hamster wheel.
But it's like I was slacking off for sure.
Yeah.
For sure. But I managed to get away with it for about 6 months. It's so funny. In December, we had a work Christmas party, and I got this part-time job, just so I could focus on my business.
Excuse me.
Oh, I guess I'll just
keep talking. I'm going to go over here and do this.
Lewis is going to go die, so I'll just tell you a little bit more about my job that I was playing. So I got this job just so I could focus on my business, just for a bit of money. And just to give you a perspective of how much I didn't give a fuck about this job.
Yeah, I'm back.
Lewis knows
This is the most unprofessional fucking podcast on the iTunes charts.
Why?
Because I walk away and I go and hack up my lungs.
I thought you were talking about me.
No, you're also unprofessional. But...
we're unprofessional as fuck.
Yeah. Okay, what were you saying? I'm listening. I'm alive.
So give you a perspective of how much I didn't care about this job. Work Christmas party. I drank about 9 or 10 glasses of red wine. It was an open bar.
That's full on alcoholic behavior.
Oh yeah, for sure. This was like it's a huge company, huge. And the Christmas party was at Etihad Stadium, sort of in the foyer area, like big area.
Yeah, insurance companies are just so big. Like they've got so many
much
wings.
Money. Oh god,
because they're evil.
They posted their profits, and I figured it out. No one else figures it out because Lewis has rubbed off on me. And I'm just like, these people are using us. We're nothing to them. And
I love figuring out how much of a robot I'm being treated as.
I remember they posted their profits, and I figured it out. Per person, after paying your wages, this is like their profits after every expense per employee that this company had. They were making $80,000 per employee.
And how many employees do they have?
Over the company, there's 16,000 employees.
So that's everybody from earning like $1 million a year to down to you.
So I talk, I don't earn shit but I would probably, in terms of talking to customers and actually making money, I was in a sales role, so I would be making more than that for the company.
Any company that has more than like 300 employees is evil. Like they're fucking evil.
Well, surely there's some good companies.
No, even charities.
You can't just make a blanket
statement.
Yes,
I can. World Vision, I bet they're evil. Oh. I bet they are. Let me Google World Vision.
You'll Google it. I'll just
Google
finish telling
World Vision
you about
controversy, and
I'll just finish telling you about my Christmas party story, please.
Okay. And then I'm going to yell about World Vision. I have no basis for this.
They're a charity. They're trying to help people.
Yeah, I bet they spend all their money on CEOs and advertising.
Okay. You need... Oh, never mind. Work Christmas party, drank about 10 glasses of red wine at the open bar. I told my boss, I said to him, I expect to be fired by April because I don't give a fuck about this job.
That's great.
And not only did I say that, but I think I slurred it at him about 4 times in a row.
That's awesome. See, I never had the balls to say it to my boss.
You never drank 10 glasses of red wine.
That's true. Maybe that's the difference.
Open bar.
Yeah.
Yeah. So that's how little I cared about this job that I was working. And I was planning on sticking out to April, but my business has gotten so busy that I really need the time. So I just had to pull the plug. I just finished up. My last shift was on Friday. So now I am going solo with my own business, and I'm terrified.
Oh, it's the scariest thing.
Oh.
Because I remember after my first tour, I left my job. I quit my job after my first tour, and which was dumb. I made fucking nothing from my first tour.
Oh, yeah.
And then
you have to. Like, it's dumb. I shouldn't be quitting my job now. I had all financially figured out to quit at April, but I need the time now. Like, it has to happen now.
I'm not looking at this World Vision stuff. It's distracting.
No, just give it up.
I'm too sick to do this stuff. No, but I'm saying, like, there are many charities
Just
out there.
admit that I'm right.
There's so many charities out there that just pay their employees and their marketing budget, and then that's all they do.
But they're just using them as tax havens. You can't write off every charity. There are good people out there working hard for stuff.
Oh, yeah, absolutely.
You have to pay big bucks to get a good captain. That's what a CEO
Yeah, absolutely.
is.
Yeah, but there's so many charities that just, like, there's so many things, like I think the pink ribbon thing in Australia is what I've heard they do fuck all for actual domestic violence. They just do the pink ribbon campaigns, and then they don't actually do too much other than raise awareness about it.
I feel like you shouldn't talk about these issues unless you have statistics to back it up.
I feel like you're probably right, but that's not how we do this podcast. I've heard stuff, and then I say, you know what? I've heard this, so, it's not my opinion, but I have heard it.
Recently, I've tried feeding Lewis fake news. Did you know this? I actually did this because I knew I was going to be on the podcast soon.
Fuck off. Alright. What are you...
And he got so enraged, and I was really hoping that you were going to bring it up, but I don't think
you gotta give me 3 things that you've told me.
3 things? I've only told you 1 that I can remember.
Yeah, that's what I mean. You gotta give me 2 things that are true.
Oh.
And I gotta guess.
I don't remember what I tell you on a...
Oh, we'll have a think, and we'll bring it up later. Before the questions.
Okay.
We'll pause it if we have to.
Well, okay, so like 2 truths and a lie that I've told you.
Yeah, and
I know the lie.
I gotta pick the lie.
I think you'll be able to pick it, though. You were so outraged. Doesn't matter.
Try me.
I don't have...
Okay, well...
Because I have to... Not only... I can't make stuff up. It has to be things that I've said to you in the past week.
Alright, well then just fucking tell everybody how you've
We're gonna have to pause it if you want me to figure this out.
Do you want to figure it out, or you can't be fucked?
No, because we're still talking... We're bouncing around between conversation topics. Like, this is crazy.
Okay, right.
Do you want me to anchor this podcast? Because I can.
Yeah, you need to be in charge. I'm so fucked.
Because Lewis is just so, like... He's normally like this around me. We'll probably cover like 6 different topics in a 10-minute block.
Yeah, it's because I sleep 6 hours. I'm more efficient.
He's more efficient.
More time to talk about shit.
Just like Arnold Schwarzenegger.
Yeah.
Yeah. So what were we saying?
You started a business.
Yeah, so I've been working really hard on this.
What is your business? You keep saying your business. Tell everybody your business.
There.
All right.
Stop it. You're sick. Shut up.
All right. This is nowhere near as good as the first one.
No, it's not. Probably because it's 11:45 at night right now.
Yeah.
Lewis
I
is sick.
told everybody it was going to be up late today. I wasn't fucking joking.
No,
it's
not going to be up today.
It's basically Monday. The point is we recorded it on Sunday. That's what really counts.
Okay. No, you shush now.
All right.
Go to sleep.
You keep talking.
So, my business, I'm working in entertainment behind the scenes. So, I'm working as a producer. So, I run shows. I've started some regular bar nights. So, I've approached bars and I've said, hey...
Comedy nights.
I'm getting there.
Okay. All right. Just finish your story.
Let me explain my business my way.
All right. Cool.
Are you dumb? Is it just a dumb comedian? In the business, we call them dumb-dumb. No, that's not even funny.
Excuse me? I did all this shit without you.
I call Lewis a dumb-dumb all the time. Yeah, so I run regular comedy nights at bars, so bar nights, which is what I was saying, where I've approached the bar and I've said, hey, I can run these comedy nights. I can get, a lineup of 8 to 10 comedians on once a week or however often. And then the bar pays me for putting on this entertainment. Punters come, punters made money at the bar. And then the bar pays me for putting on the night, and then I pay the acts.
Yeah.
Or some of the acts, and I get, obviously, some profit from that. So I'm doing that a bit, and that's regular money. But then the other part of my business that I really hope to grow...
Can I just interject and say that your comedy rooms are some of the best fucking rooms in Melbourne? Not because you're my girlfriend, but because you're not a comedian. Because most comedy rooms are run by comedians, and it's just... And when a comedian runs a room, it's not really a room, it's a place where they can perform, and also their mates.
Yeah.
And that's, that's what we did with Shisha, when we ran Shisha Comedy, me and Khaled. It was just a performance space for us.
Oh, yeah. And it was
wasn't...
not good for the audience.
No.
Like, the thing is...
It's not. Comedians can't run
because
their own
comedians,
rooms.
you don't see past the end of your own... all you can see is your own shit, and all you want is somewhere to perform.
Yeah.
And I know when you guys were running Shisha, it was pretty much the same audience. They had a really good group of regulars there.
Yeah.
But they weren't regulars for the comedy. They were regulars for the shisha. They were people who came to smoke shisha every Tuesday.
Yeah.
And so you, Khaled, Luke, Elliot...
would rape them with jokes they didn't want to hear.
Yeah. Every single week. And one thing that's really important when you're running these comedy nights, if you want to develop a loyal customer base, you have to put on a different group of comedians every week. You can't have the same people back because because comedians only have probably 20 jokes or so.
Yeah, a year. Like if I'm writing an hour, by the end of the year, I'm only really gonna have like about 15, 20 jokes.
And if you're at the same bar every single week performing the same jokes, people are going to get sick of them. And that happened. Yeah. Anyway, the point is, Lewis was complimenting me because I'm really trying to make it a great space for the comedy community and make it great for the audience and also make it a viable thing for my business to be doing for years. And hopefully one day I can grow and, I can hire people to run it. And I hope to sort of standardize it a bit like you can standardize trivia. There are companies that run trivia at bars. I want to be able to say, look, I can do
it's like Zumba at gyms.
Yeah, I want to do, I can do a standardized comedy night. I have the formula. I have the contacts.
You sure you want to be giving out these fucking plans, Jazz?
Well, they don't know the
some
things.
Entrepreneurial...
I'm not going to break it down for them.
Stop giving away your secrets.
No, I can tell. It's like a KFC. You can tell them that there's a secret herbs and spices, but you don't tell them what the secret herbs and spices are.
Yeah, it's
say
fucking chemicals and AIDS.
Oh, man.
It's the steroids
so
they
yummy,
fill the
though.
chickens with.
Isn't it great?
Oh, it's awesome. People show me these videos of how their chickens get treated and how they can't even stand up because their tits are so big. And I'm like, yeah, but have you ever had a chicken nugget? Yeah. They fill them with steroids so that their breasts get bigger because it's more meat, which makes it cheaper per chicken. Which is horrible, and they can't walk. But have you ever had a nugget? Have you had like 20 nuggets for $12?
I don't even like chicken nuggets.
No, they did 24 nuggets for $10. It's like, I'm sorry, it's worth the price.
Man, but I don't know. All that fast food, it's just...
Oh, it's no good. I've gone off fast food. I haven't even been having CYT recently. Create your taste from Macca's. That's fucking boring. So I don't know why we're talking about that.
Yeah.
Alright, so your business, you run comedy rooms, and
then
so
what else
do you
do? One aspect, and then the other aspect is actually instead of the bar contracting me to run a night and I organize performers, the other side of it is when a performer will approach me and say, hey, I want to put on shows just for me, or I want to do a tour and I need someone to organize it. And then I'm the producer, so I organize the tours. And my biggest client at the moment is probably Lewis.
Probably.
Probably Lewis.
Yeah.
My business has organised Lewis's entire Australian tour, currently working on the New Zealand leg of it. It's been a huge project.
Yeah.
But it's amazing because it's given Lewis the opportunity just to focus on his creative shit.
Oh yeah, because the first 2 years, I organised every single show, apart from a couple on the second tour, because I got... How many shows did you do just Sydney last year?
Last year?
Yeah.
No, I organised Sydney and Adelaide for you.
Yeah.
And you organised Perth and Brisbane. The year before that, Lewis
and Melbourne.
Oh, yeah.
Because I organised all the shows on my second tour. I got 3/4 of the way through and then just started to fucking freak out.
Yeah, he did last year. He couldn't...
It was too big.
Yeah, he was having issues. He couldn't... There was this one venue he had to email and he just kept on putting it off and putting it off and putting it off. And I just said to him, stop. I wasn't running a business. I was just being a good girlfriend. I just said, Lewis, stop. I'm going to email them for you. I will call them. Otherwise, you're not going to have somewhere to perform.
Oh, yeah, and with that particular issue that I was having with the venue, it was nothing serious, but if I was in charge of that, the show wouldn't have gone ahead.
Oh, yeah.
Because it's just so important to me that you can't do it yourself. I would email someone and I'd be like, hey, I need a 100-seater. And then they'll be like, oh, we're only 80. And then I'd take it personally and be like, fuck you. That's...
What?
Well, no, that's really general.
Yeah,
but
that's
stuff
an
like
exaggeration.
that, stuff like that where I don't know, something would be too expensive, or I couldn't leave my passion at the door when I was doing business stuff.
Well, look, that's why I noticed a gap in the market, because there are people like Lewis who they have fans who want to see them. They have you guys who desperately want to see them, but they're not big enough or they're not well known enough to have management. Not that Lewis could have management if he wanted it.
Yeah, I've been approached by management and stuff, but I think that with everything that I'm doing and all my career goals that I have, there's nothing that I can't do myself. And I would rather than having a manager that tries to mold my image and takes a piece of everything that I do while not really doing too much, which is what I have heard of management, is just restricting to me. And I would much rather build a small team around me. Like, why would I get a manager and then I have to use their graphic designer, or I have to use their photographer, or I have to advertise their ways when I could just attract those people?
It happens all the time. Like, you go to management and they suck the life out of you so quickly. Oh, Lewis, you have to put your laptop on charge. It's going to die.
Oh, yeah. You just give up a lot of control when you're
absolutely
with management. And I think that...
And that's sort of my philosophy why I've come into the game. I've seen a gap. There are people who, you know, they're selling tickets. They're too big to be organising their own tours and their own shows. Too small, or they have some sort of moral, like, discretion against management. They don't want that. They're not at the point in their career where they need that trade-off. So that's why I've come in and I'm saying, look, well, I can do these things for you. I can do it well. I'll take care of you better than management will, because I'll actually work hard to find out what you need rather than just give you the cookie cutter.
Oh yeah, because that's what you get with management. Like if you sign up with management, it's not like you have your manager and you're going to become rich together. It's your manager is already rich as fuck. He's got 30 other clients that are bigger than you, and he's just going to make you, or she is just going to make you do what has worked for all of their other clients that are 20 years older than you. But that shit doesn't work anymore. And I think that with the internet and people coming up this way, the independent route just makes sense. Like, you even look at rappers, the independent route is the way that everybody's going. Like Cursor, he got his own record label. Even people like Chance the Rapper, he's independent, just won 3 Grammys. I hate his music, but I respect what he does. And, you know, I think the industry is changing.
Massively changing. And I sort of saw that and I say, you know, I really enjoyed doing a couple shows for Lewis last year. This sort of side of the business, it's
Why not jump into the deep end?
It's true. This side of the business is half who you know and it's half what you know. So, you know, I haven't done any qualifications, any training for it. I've just sort of jumped in. I said, Lewis, I'll do your tour. I have some other clients that I'm working on tours for as well. I've started these bar nights. One of the reasons I started these bar comedy nights is to get to know the local people in the industry, the performers.
Yeah, you're doing it properly.
Keep an eye on who's up and coming. And yeah, so I'm working on this at the moment. I'm looking at, I need to sort of put the brakes on, stop growing, because I was so surprised. There's obviously a need for what I'm doing because the workload got so much so quickly.
Oh yeah, you're organising a crazy amount of shows in the festival in Melbourne Comedy. How many shows are you organising in the festival? I keep forgetting.
Well, I'm not so much organising shows. I'm running a couple of venues in the festival and organising a few shows as well. Yeah. So there's just a lot of different projects that I'm working on. I sort of took on so much so quick. And that's sort of why I had to just pull the plug on my day job, even though the money is not going to completely be there yet.
Yeah.
But with this stuff, you have to take a leap of faith. Like, I would rather be broke now and do this shit right than be comfortable and potentially fuck it up and then end up working the same shit job until I'm in my 30s or later. Like, Lewis has definitely rubbed off on me there. I just can't picture that life anymore.
No, well, while we're this young as well, it's like if you really fuck up and you lose all of your money, what's the worst thing that's going to happen is you're going to end up at your parents' house again. Like, that's...
Again?
And you'll be in... Well, you started there. When you were a kid, you grew up in your parents' house, and then you'd have to move back to your parents.
Do you not live with your parents?
Oh, I still live with mum and dad.
Yeah.
Yeah. So I'm saying that if my what are you? I'm talking about you.
Oh, me.
I'm talking about everybody. If you
Okay.
go and you chase your dream,
I thought you were
and you're
trying to,
under 30,
image build and make yourself look cool.
No, I'm not cool. I live
Lewis
with
is
mum
not
and dad.
cool.
I'm 23 years old. I live with mum and dad. I pay myself $200 a week. I've got fucking no money at all, but I'm the happiest I've ever been in my life. So that makes me cool, huh?
The only bad thing that happens is once every 3 months he almost dies.
Yeah, alright? Stop trying to say that I'm image building. They all know how fucking sad my life is.
Their lives must be sad too, though, because they listen to your podcast every week.
Yeah, you know what I noticed with my podcast? When I first launched the podcast, it got really big. It got like a huge amount of plays for the first month, and then it had a huge drop off, and then it stayed consistent and consistently grew. And in that first month, I had so many people angrily yell at me for not being smart enough, or angrily yell at me for not being successful enough.
Really?
Oh no!
Are you making that up?
No, you know what it was? It was mostly I had a couple people yell at me for not being
well informed about the things. No,
for not being famous and rich and shit.
Oh, what?
Because they thought that of me. But I had heaps of people yell at me because they thought I was smarter than I was. Which is just silly because I put fucking heaps of research into Loo Review. That was just people coming from Loo Review and thinking that I was going to put that much. Do you know how much time
Lewis
it would
is not
spend?
a philosopher, you know. He's just an average dude. He likes to have a rant. You guys know because you listen to his podcast.
I am a philosopher. Here's my philosophy.
No, you're not.
Do what you want to do and fuck everybody else. That's my philosophy.
Oh, you should write a book.
And also, it's really, really fun. It makes people angry.
Okay.
All right? That's not really philosophy. That's just my hobby.
I guess, yeah.
But yeah, Jazz is doing really well with her business. Do you want to say the name of it?
Oh, well, you can look it up on Facebook if you want. It's called Unsigned Tours and Productions.
Which I fucking love the name of. Unsigned. That's so sick. I love having that on my podcast. On my poster.
One thing I didn't realize, though, was when I set up the email. It's such a long...
So long.
And I always thought, no, it would be no problem because email, the only time you give someone your email is via email, right? Like, you never have to spell it out to someone.
Didn't I tell you your email should have been jasmine@unsigned.com?
You can't do unsigned.com. That's already, like, that.
Oh, it's already taken.
The domain's taken.
Yeah, it would be taken, yeah.
So I might shorten it to Unsigned Tours or maybe Unsigned Productions because there's other
aspects.
aspects.
I like Unsigned Productions.
Yeah, there's other aspects of the business that isn't tours,
you don't just
but productions sort of. I don't know who would be listening to this podcast. All we're doing, this is like our normal daily conversation.
I'm sorry that it's not as entertaining as it could be, guys. I'm so sick. Like
we could both do better.
It was either this or I cancel it, and you guys always crack it at me when I cancel it. So it is what it is. All right. But yeah, what Jazz is doing, I think, is really needed in the industry, especially comedy. I think music has a few people like this.
Yeah.
But
they're
in
like,
terms of
you sort of booking agents, and they'll organize your tour for you.
Yeah, promoters.
I do want to move into sort of promotion where you fund the tour for a bigger act, so I might be able to bring some other acts from overseas to Australia.
That'd be the coolest shit.
Yeah, it would. I could approach people and I could say, hey, I want to organise your shows in Australia. I can pay you this much. And then as the promoter, I just take all the other profit.
You take the risk.
Yeah, I take the risk and then I take all the profit. So I would like to do that, and I'd also like to do music one day as well. I think, it's the same. It goes hand in hand. It's organising concerts, it's organising tours, booking flights, booking accommodation, talking tech specs, all the logistics of it is the same.
Yeah. So
I think, because I do want to look at growing. I think one day I could have, 12 employees working on this.
Yeah.
So yeah, that's sort of where I'm at the moment. It's just me being a sole trader, but we all got to start somewhere, and being able to quit my job and survive at the moment is pretty scary, but it's pretty crazy, pretty impressive. I'm pretty happy.
Oh yeah, it's the scariest shit, especially when you do it for the first time. Because I remember I fucked up my first time. I left my job and then I figured out, oh shit, I'm not making enough money. I had to get another job.
Luckily for me, if that happens, I can just drive Uber.
Yeah, that's true. I can't do that.
I have... No, Lewis does not know how to drive.
They know that.
Let's just remind them because, learn. Can you guys write in and tell Lewis, you know how you body shame him?
I'm going to do it after the tour.
Shut up.
I'm going to do it.
No, guys, listen. You know
Body
how you
shaming
body
has
shame.
been working, though.
Yeah, exactly. So can you guys like body shame Lewis
look
for
good,
not... Can you guys body shame Lewis for not
She's
learning
smiling.
how to
I look
drive? Stop trying to change topic. You guys have to write
Wait
in.
till you see
have
my
to.
six-pack on
You
tour.
have to say to
I'm gonna
Lewis
get my rig out.
how much of a retard he is. Like I don't know. You guys are creative when it comes to
Sleep
telling
6
Lewis
hours,
that
get
he's
a fucking
terrible.
22-inch arms.
So just rip into him not knowing how to drive. He's 23 years old. How many hours do you think you have driving practice?
I can't risk this fabulous body in the driver's seat.
You need to stop. You need to stop. And then you just need to learn how to drive. I feel bad now because he's coughing his lungs up.
All right, so, yeah, what I was saying is...
No, wait. Okay, so they're going to all write in and tell you to learn how to drive. Do you think it'll work?
No.
No.
I'm going to do it.
Well, then you guys got to go extra hard on him. For me.
Yeah, what Jazz is doing is really important, I think, for the new wave of artists that's coming up through the internet. I think the future of business is not signing on to like a big slow-moving record label or an artist management group that has 30 employees that they need to pay for with revenue from 50 different artists that are all completely different to one another. I think the future is what I'm doing, which is building up a team around you of people who are fucking great in their own field and working with those people. And I've kind of realized that the people around me that I've got a guy that films all my sketches. I've got a guy that I'm bringing on tour to film the tour and to be the photographer.
Yeah.
I've got an opening act that's coming on tour with me. I've got you who's booking the tour and doing all of the flights and emails and all that shit. I got a graphic designer that does all of my posters. And I've got an animator, and literally all of those people have come to me from emails going, hey man, I like your stuff. I'm a photographer.
Yeah.
Here's some of my work. We should work together.
Yeah.
And like I think that's kind of the future, is just finding talented people that don't need each other. You know?
The people that you can enter into a partnership, because otherwise someone has all the power.
Yeah.
And then you're not going to get the best work out of either of them.
Yeah, exactly. Like my photographer, for example, who's coming on tour with me, he's already making money out of photos. He doesn't need me. I don't need him. I'm making money out of jokes, but we're both better off together.
Yeah, and you can enter into a partnership and work on something that makes you both happy.
Yeah. Like, we're both doing it because we really want to, rather than some management company hitting you up and being like, hey, this is your graphic designer because he gives us a discount because we provide him with 50 clients a year.
Or them assigning a photographer to go on tour with you who just doesn't give a crap about you or your show. Like, then you're going to tour with a sad cunt. I was going to think about the quality of the product, but...
To me, honestly, I would rather tour with a nice person than a freak who is an asshole. But really good at photos. But yeah, I think what Jazz is doing is really needed, and we should
talk about something else though.
All right.
Like, enough patting me on the back.
Okay.
What else do we need to talk about?
I
We're
do want
about
to say
15 minutes.
Yeah, we'll do the questions, but I do want to say that I did not give you the job because you're my girlfriend as well.
I know that.
I fought hard against working together.
He didn't want me to do the thing. He was gonna get someone else, but.
Yeah, I really wanted somebody else to do it because I was like, I don't want to work with my girlfriend. I've heard how horribly that goes.
And we both thought that it would it was a huge risk.
Yeah.
And I'd say our relationship has changed because now a lot of our time is focused on business. But it hasn't, like, our relationship's still fine. Like, we can still turn it off. Like, it's a bit hectic at the moment because Lewis is about to start his tour. He has a lot of stress with writing the show. I have a lot of stress with making sure all the loose ends are tied up and it's going to run super smoothly. But it's still like, today, what did we do? We got brunch at 2:00, just like normal. Like we drove down to the peninsula and we got froyo.
Yeah.
We went to the reject shop, like, just normal relationship shit.
Yeah, I tried to return it, but the reject shop would never back.
No, they wouldn't.
All right, so let's get into some questions.
Sick burn, mate.
Oh yeah, that's the best I could do in my current state. All right, so I want to say, Jazz, that I asked for emails for questions for you, and I got one question, which I think is a good one.
Can I complain about something? Because
Yeah.
I hear that your podcast is a great place to complain about things.
Well, we have usually I have cunt of the week, where I pick out a guy or a girl from my comment section and I rip on them. But this week there really hasn't been any.
Oh, so
I've
can
been
I
pissed
just
off as.
make
So
up
you
someone
you can have a cunt of the week.
that from my personal life? No, won't name and shame, but I just
All
want
right. Yeah, that's a good idea with the guests. Who's your cunt of the week?
my cunt of the week.
Yeah.
Well, as I said, I recently quit my job and I work from home, so all my gear's at home.
Yeah.
The business had given me a lot of gear.
Like a headset.
Like headset, phone, all my security stuff to get into the head office. And
and they came and took that, so you didn't walk back in and shoot up the office.
Pretty much. My manager had to come and collect it. And this is odd, like, he's a bit of an odd guy.
Every manager in a call centre is a weirdo.
Yeah, there's just something a bit odd about them. Especially this person, I'd say, was a bit...
You know what I think? If you're a manager in a call centre and you don't, like, own the business, I think that you have to be the type of person that represses themselves much.
I reckon you have to have accepted mediocrity.
Oh, yeah, completely. If you're a manager in a call centre, because really... There's nowhere to go after you're a manager in a call centre. You have to just realise, like, I'm trapped forever.
From being a middle manager, like a lower manager, like, the opportunities are so few and far between to move up. And when they do come along, they're probably going to external hire. Because they don't want any of you sad sacks. Uni degrees or
experienced people that run other companies.
Yeah, other people who've done the job. Why would they want someone who's settled for... Yeah,
because generally a manager of a call centre came from the entry-level customer service.
Yeah, it would be someone who was on the phone doing what I was doing, worked hard because... Why?
Because there's nothing else in their life.
Because there's nothing else to do. They worked hard enough at it. They just outworked all the other retards in the call centre, pretty much, and they ended up in management.
So they're king of the retards.
Yeah, so... My manager, king of the retards. Yeah. But I don't know. I think I sort of intimidated him, or at least made him feel uncomfortable, being that when I first started, he was like, "So what do you do?" I'm like, "Oh, well, I run my own business." Then I ended up leaving for running my own business. And I remember having a conversation where this guy was like, "You know, this job, it's really good for me. It's like comfortable. I earn good money," and just like unprovoked, trying to justify
why he's not chasing his dream.
Yeah.
Which does
it happens,
happen a lot
when you start really going hard after something out of the norm, people feel self-conscious around you.
Yeah, I think people do that when I tell them that I don't drink, where they'll offer me a drink, I'll be, "Oh, I don't drink," and then a lot of the time they'll tell me why they do. And it's like, you don't have to...
Yeah, like, you don't have to...
That's your life.
...justify it to me. If you've decided that you don't want to run your own business, that doesn't, like... That's not for everyone.
Yeah, it's like, that's fine. You don't do that, I do. That's cool.
But anyway, this is what infuriated me this week when he came and picked up my gear from my house. He's bought a car in the past 6 months.
Yeah.
And it's this is a guy in his early 30s, he's single, bought a Toyota 86. So I don't know if you know about these vehicles.
It's the fucking Toyota. It's like they've taken a Toyota and then they've bashed it with a hammer until it looks like kind of a sports car.
Yeah, they've made a Toyota sports car. They put a big spoiler on the back. It's got 2 seats.
I'm looking at it now. It's fucking filthy.
Is there an Asian Fast and Furious movie?
Yeah, there is. It's like every car in that movie.
Yeah, it would be like, that's what they drive.
That's very pop culture of you. I'm surprised you knew that.
I wasn't sure if there was one or if I just made it up in my... There is actually...
there is,
I'm kind of impressed by that.
Tokyo Drift, I think it is. I actually really enjoyed that movie.
Oh, I thought there was like an Asian franchise of it.
Oh, no. Yeah, you just fucking lost it.
Anyway, so he comes over and he had this car. He's been so proud of this car, talking about it all the fucking time since he bought it.
And that's like, how much is that car? Like,
oh, God. Probably more upwards of $35,000. I mean, if you guys spend that money on a car, don't buy a fucking Toyota.
Oh yeah, like you can get some really fucking cool cars for 30 grand. Like, and you go and you get a Toyota. Like if you're gonna get a sports car, get a second-hand Porsche. I mean, even that's pathetic, but it's less pathetic than buying a new Toyota.
Yeah, just being like, it's like a Toyota's being like, we're cool. It's like...
Yeah, it's like, no, you make family cars
Simpsons
for soccer
reference.
moms.
There's like Mole Man. Is it Mole Man? He has the skateboard. Yeah. And he's like, hi kids. Have I got this right?
Okay, look, there was a scene where Mole Man had a skateboard.
Yeah.
But everything else is wrong. So I'll give you 3 points for that out of 10.
3 points out of 10. That's not fair.
You got the outfit right and the character.
I knew which TV show it was.
Uh-huh. I'll give you 4.
And another point for knowing the sort of the feeling of the scene. Like the concept.
4.5. That's all you're getting. Which is still like a D-.
Oh god, okay. Yeah. So it's that car that it's just such a... I don't know why anyone would buy it. But so he's been raving about this car, and I said to him, I went and handed my stuff to him. I said, "Oh, your car needs a wash. It was really dirty." And I was so surprised because he's been raving about this car for ages. And he goes, "Oh yeah, I'll tell you something about this car." I was like, okay.
Here comes an insightful thought from a manager of a call center.
Oh, you're being mean now.
Yeah, I am. Fuck him.
You never even met the guy.
Yeah, I hate him.
So he goes, "I tell you what, when I got this car, I thought my whole life was going to change. I thought that everything would be instantly better and women would throw themselves at me and my life would just get so much better now that I'm driving a nice car."
Oh my god, is he driving a Toyota 86? Fuck me!
And he said, "Oh, Lewis, you deserve to die with that cough." That's all.
Oh, and that's funny.
No, but that's not all he said. He said, but then after a week and a half, I didn't care about the car anymore.
Spent 30 grand on something he doesn't give a fuck about. Oh shit, I just spent 30 grand and realised maybe it's my life that sucks.
Well, it's just, I don't understand how someone can get
and he bought it on finance, right?
I think so.
He's stuck in the job that he has now for 10 more years.
Well, Lewis just wants to rant about shit people, but I want to talk more philosophically about it.
Okay, you do your deep thoughts and then I'll just ruin it.
Yeah, Lewis will do what he does. Come in with the wrecking ball.
Yeah.
Shit can't. That's what Lewis does. I just don't understand how you can get to your early 30s and not understand that physical possessions are not going to change your life.
Oh yeah, you're way too old for that. That's like toddler behavior.
Like shouldn't you some point you realize, like I understand, lusting after the next thing. And look, a lot of people do sort of go through their whole life with that. But it's just the concept of something as much as a car being able to, putting aside the misogynistic comment of that a nice car is going to make women throw themselves at this guy. I mean...
Well, not a Toyota 86.
No, stop.
Maybe a Chrysler.
No. That's not...
Okay, Lewis. Look, you're not going to get some nice women.
Oh,
but you are going to get some...
Yucky.
You can't deny it. There are some girls out there
that
will be like, wow.
But are you going to want those women who like you because you drive a Toyota 86?
They're going to make you feel even worse than your shitty lease car.
I mean, putting aside the misogynistic
yeah, you want a girl
comment,
that is going to fall for you at least for a Lamborghini.
I don't know why I like you. It's not the car because you don't have one.
Obviously, it's my glittering personality.
You shine like a diamond.
Yeah.
No. Yeah, anyway, I just wanted to, say to him, that's fucked. I can't believe that this is an honest to God thought that you have in your head about life, that driving a car is going to make you happy. What lack of self-awareness.
Dude needs to watch Fight Club.
Yes, seriously, man. Put on Fight Club, watch that a couple of times, have a think about yourself. There's a term for it, of getting so used to your own physical possessions. It's just a part of human nature. It's called the hedonistic treadmill, and it's literally, no matter how many nice things you have, no matter how satisfied and comfortable your life is, you will get used to it, and you will get accustomed to that level of comfort, and you will be just as discontent as you were before you were at that level of discomfort.
You know, speaking of that, I watched a really interesting interview with Dan Bilzerian where he was just talking about his life, and they talked about his critics and stuff, and how he's misogynist and all that kind of shit.
Yeah.
And then they asked him, are you happy? A lot of people are saying, you know, you're surrounded by money and girls and drugs and extreme sport and all this kind of crazy shit that you do with your life, but are you happy? And he basically said not really, because like he the way he explained it, it's like, you know, if you took a homeless person off the street and you took them to a $100 restaurant, they would be happy for a week.
Yeah.
But if you took me to a $1,000 restaurant, that's not even going to scratch what I need.
Yeah.
To reach like a new level of happiness.
Yeah.
Like, because and I remember when I worked for a guy who was just one of those incredibly rich people. I worked as a sales assistant for this guy who was just stupid old money family rich, like rich his whole life, and he was a really good guy. But he was saying like, I remember he was like 40, and he told me that he's done everything. Like he very seriously told me. I was just asking about his life, and I was like, oh, that sounds really cool. And he goes, yeah, you know what? It is cool, but I kind of reached 30 and realized that I had done everything.
Yeah.
Like everything that I've ever wanted to do, I had done. And now I feel like there's nothing for me to strive for.
You know what? There is a documentary on Netflix that I would highly recommend to watch. Because really, I think in this first world where all of our needs are met, like all of our basic needs, there's none of that hunter-gatherer shit. None of us are wondering where our next meal is coming from, or if we're going to survive the winter because of the cold, you know. In this first world society, I think everyone has to really get introspective about what is going to make their life like a good life.
It's time to get introspective.
Well, I think it's really important. I would encourage everyone to do it, because otherwise, like, you have to become the captain of your life. Otherwise, life will captain you, because especially in society is built in a consumeristic way so that you get a job, you buy things.
Your life, put you on the treadmill and make you run in a circle.
The purpose of your life is to consume rather than to live. And so I would highly recommend a documentary on Netflix called Happy. And it's just, they sort of looked at a scientific of what is happiness.
I haven't watched it, but Jazz told me about it, and I feel like I have watched it now, and it was great.
Lewis doesn't have to watch it because he's the most opinionated cunt.
No, I'm not.
You are, come on. If someone asked you what makes happiness, you'd have an answer of what you believe that is.
It's basically just do what you want to do, fuck everyone else.
Yeah, exactly.
That's down to its simplest thing.
Lewis has an answer already. A lot of people don't have an answer. Yeah. They'll go, I just want to be happy with my life. But if you say, okay, so how do you do that? Lewis already knows how to do that for him. He's working hard towards it, but most people don't. Like, even I wasn't born with this, though. I did have to go through a process. Exactly, everyone does, because we're not taught this at school. There's no sort of introspective figure out what's important to you and what values you build your life around. And even if there was, we'd all laugh at it, because
the most thing you get in school is fucking careers counselling. And I remember going to careers counselling, and they made me fill out some fucking junk form about my personality and my dreams. And then they were like, this is what job you'd be good for. And I was like, I don't want a fucking job. I don't know what I want. I'm in high school, but I know that I don't want
all that career stuff is just being like, here's how you can fit into the consumeristic society that's already been established.
Yeah.
It's like exactly what we're talking about. Which job best fits you, rather than what are you going to do to make your existence worthwhile?
Yeah.
Because we're all going to die one day.
And with that, should we get into the questions?
Yeah. Oh, wait, no.
What?
Is this...
What?
Last time I was on, you promised me that we wouldn't do this again.
This will be the end. We have to do it. I told you we have to do it. Alright, I got a question for you, Jess.
Hold on. I have to take some Xanax.
Alright. Drop a Xanax,
Okay.
brah.
Okay.
Alright.
Yeah. Okay, I'm ready.
This is the only question that came through to you. And I was very surprised. This is actually pretty good. Hey, Lewis and Jasmine. Been a fan since the Face Beef days and the Today Tonight trolls. I'm keen to see you in Perth. Thank you very much. Yes. Jasmine will not be there. No. I have a question for Jasmine. As we all know, Lewis is sober. Do you drink often, or at least have you had a full drink, as Lewis claims he has never had one? Thanks, Nebs. Hopefully meet you in Perth. Yeah, I meet everybody after every show. So if you come, you'll meet me.
Do they have a name?
No.
Oh. Thank you, random person
Tom?
from Perth.
We can call him Tom.
How do you know it's a dude?
I bet it is.
No, let's choose a unisex name, like Paris.
That's not a fucking unisex name. If I saw a
guy
called
Paris... No, that's a boys and a girls name.
Actually, I went to school with a guy called Paris, and I remember he was talking about bashing me.
Why?
Because of all the face beef stuff. I don't know. I talked to him twice, like in high school, and he was just talking a lot of shit to other people, saying that he was going to bash me. And I was like, oh, that's weird. Whenever anyone talks shit, I've always been the type to just go up to them in person, because not to fight them, because I'd probably lose. But the main thing is everybody talks shit, and the moment it comes face to face, most people just bitch out anyway. Yeah. Or they either back down and bitch out because they go, oh fuck, now it's in real life, or they realize that you're a human.
Shut up, Lewis. We're answering a question.
We didn't have a fight. I talked to him, and then he said he didn't want to fight me.
Finish your question. Okay.
But yeah, so the point is, Paris is a bitch's name.
Alright, so Paris wrote in.
Yeah,
Do you want to choose a different name then? Sam.
Jazzy,
can be...
do you drink? Yeah, Sam's always my go-to. Do you drink, or do you drink often? Or have you at least had a full drink, as Lewis claims he has never?
As per my previous story about my
Jasmine
work
has had
Christmas
10
party,
drinks in one sitting.
Actually, I think the most drinks I've had in one sitting is 2/3 of a bottle of tequila.
That's fucking... People die doing that.
I'm a champion, though. So, yes, I do drink. I definitely do. I try not to drink much, but I feel like... I don't know. Where do you think I sit on the spectrum?
I think you drink less than most people, but...
Here's the thing. I think that I drink...
more.
No, I don't think that's true.
No?
I think I don't get drunk very... Maybe. Oh, I don't know. No, because the thing is, I can handle my liquor more than most people because I'm tall and I've got a good sized liver. I'd say actually I don't binge drink the way other people do, but I don't know if that's because it doesn't matter. Anyway, I do drink. I had a glass of red wine tonight without dinner. I guess being with Lewis, who doesn't drink, I guess that did sort of it made me reassess, why am I drinking? Especially growing up, you kind of feel like with your partner that you will, it's just a thing that parents do, that couples do. They unwind with some alcohol at the end of the night. And obviously Lewis doesn't drink, and I had to there was a time when we were dating, I was like, I just want to get fucked up with you.
Yeah, that was the thing that came up quite often. Well, not heaps, but like every couple months, Jazz would just be like, oh, I just...
Well, because you're young and you're going to parties, and here's Lewis being boring and sober, wanting to go home at midnight.
Not being boring.
Well, no, not boring, because we stole a lot of... we had a lot of fun times.
I was not boring, alright? I stole heaps of shit with you.
I remember one time I got so pissed at a party, and then we walked home to my house, and we ended up stealing the mail out of a letterbox.
Oh, that's fucking bad.
It was so bad.
I don't know why I let you do that.
Yeah, I did that. I was so drunk. Lewis completely sober. But I feel like
You're sounding like an alcoholic on this podcast. You told 3 stories where you've been pissed. She really doesn't drink that much.
No. But and I always make Lewis, when I'm trying a new drink, I always make Lewis taste it, just because I think that he should know what things taste like.
Yeah, I know what alcohol tastes like. I've had sips, but I've never had a full drink in my life.
But yeah, I don't want, that's Lewis's choice. I don't want to change him at all. I think there was a time where I was kind of like, no, I want you to drink with me. This is sort of it's just a bonding experience. Yeah. But yeah, I'm happy the way it is. I also think that Lewis sort of eggs me on when I get a bit tipsy, and I turn into a bit of a bitch.
Oh, yeah, that was something that I had to really talk to you about, like, early on. Was
No.
Oh, yeah, it was.
I'm talking about how you egg me on, not about how I shout at people.
Initially, you used to be fucking... Initially, when you would get drunk, I would honestly fear that you would get me into a fight. Because I would have to defend you. Because you'd say something fucking stupid to some guy. And then I would have to pay the price.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Well, you would love that. You want to get into a fight so bad. You always talking about it. Oh, yeah.
Don't.
You always say that you don't, but I don't know. We'll see.
I don't.
Okay.
I've got no desire to punch another human.
No, but when I stole them out from the letterbox,
yeah,
it had a
that was one of the worst things. I think that was like one of the last things we stole.
Probably
because that was bad.
Yeah, but
So Jasmine took a bunch of mail out of a letterbox, and then brought it to me, and I said, "Where did you take that from?" And you said, "I don't know." And then you started to open it.
And what did you open? Mail. It was a wedding invitation.
Oh my god, that's so fucking bad.
We didn't put it back because I couldn't remember which house it was from.
And then it went in a bin.
Yeah, we just threw it out. And I think there was a new bank card in there as well.
Yeah, it was just bad. It felt really bad.
Oh, this is what Lewis says now, but at the time he was piercing himself laughing.
Oh, it was fucking hilarious.
You think it's so...
At the time,
Lewis always eggs me on
shit.
when I get pissed and do stuff. Because he used to go out with his mates when they were pissed.
Worst.
He just eggs people on.
That's so funny.
And then you complain about it in hindsight. But at the time, like, I know you don't do stuff yourself, but you're probably the worst culprit because you're the sober person being like, yeah, buddy, that's a good idea.
Oh, yeah, because everybody looks to me for guidance. And they're like, oh, I don't know, is this a good idea? You're sober? I'm like, yeah, that's a good idea.
Yeah, that's
also,
a great idea. Vandalize a car.
Yeah. Alright.
I know. I just want to say one other thing.
Yeah.
That same night, we were at a house party. And there was one guy who I noticed was even drunker than I was. And he was standing and he was swaying. And directly behind him was a huge pot plant. Like a pot. It's a pot plant, like one of the ones that sort of come up to your knees. Like a big, on the ground, big, round, meter wide pot plant. Didn't have a plant in it though. And I noticed that he was drunk. And I probably wasn't that drunk at this point. And like I went over to talk to him. I was like, hey, Lewis, watch this. And I went over to talk to this guy. And as we were talking, I slowly took small steps towards him so that he took small steps backwards.
And I was watching this going, what the fuck is she doing?
Oh, it was masterminded. Like, I knew exactly what I was doing. I don't see, like, this is just a guy I'd met a couple of times. And, so he took a huge step back, tripped over this pot plant, fell backwards into the garden. And I just walked off, and everyone knew this guy was pissed. So they all walked over and, hey man, what happened? How'd you fall over? And the guy's like, oh, I hit my head. And like, the guy doesn't know it was my fault. Oh. No one knows of my involvement. I'm just evil. That's why
just bad people.
That sort of shit is why Lewis was worried that I would get him into fights.
She'd just do that, and then she'd come back to me and be like, did I do a good job? And we're like, I don't know, let's see if I get into a fist fight.
Yeah,
first.
He says this now, but at the time, can you ever stop laughing?
Oh, no. See, that's the problem.
You egg me on.
That's why I'm going to get into a fight, because you're going to do something, I'm going to laugh, and then they go, what the fuck are you laughing at? I'll be like, you! Did you see that? I did.
Because you're laughing because your girl is an evil genius.
Alright, this is the last one, and then we'll wrap it up.
Let's move on.
Thanks for dealing with how sick I am, everybody. This is one that I have been saving for you.
Oh.
Because it's just great, alright?
Do you want me to read it out?
No.
Okay.
I have to read it to you. Alright. Okay. G'day, Lou. I'm writing this to you with one hand as I shoved my left hand into a blender straight after listening to Miscellaneous Bit at the end after my first consumption of your potty. Wanking with a stump is more fun than I first imagined.
Oh.
Alright, so... as the title suggests, I have been having some issues with a threesome. Backstory. I've been dating this chick for a while now. I'm 17, she's 17.
Okay.
Mad cunt. Let's say, for this exercise, my name is Matt and her name is Claire. Alrighty, okay. Matt. Claire and I have been dating for around 5 months when the first murmurs of a threesome were heard. Claire is bi, I am straight. So one night, laying in my bed, she first mentions the idea of a threesome with one of her friends. Being a boy, my mind springs into action, producing rather explicit images that I will not go into detail about. We got talking and we decided if I were to partake in one, it would have to be with her best friend, Belle.
Oh, okay.
Cut for her best friend. You're a
Do you
fucking
know
idiot.
if Belle is bisexual?
Let's find out.
Okay.
Belle is completely down with the idea of having a cheeky threesome. I was a bit nervous as instead of putting all my effort into making sure my girl is having an awesome time every time we have sex, I was a bit nervous as instead of... Okay.
Is there more to that sentence?
No. Oh, okay. So now, instead of doing that, I have to put around 60% of my energy into my girlfriend and whatever is left over into her friend.
Yep.
I read you always want to give your girlfriend the most attention. Genius. Nailed it. That's exactly what you want to do.
Yeah.
The threesome turned out pretty well, and 2 weeks later, it happened again.
Ooh.
We're all in our final year of high school, so you can probably imagine the confidence this gave me. I go to an all-boys school. As we have no girls, we have to revert to talking about them, not to them most of the time.
Yeah.
I have a lot of material to keep my close friends jealous and entertained. Yep. Now, you're doing the right things here by my books. I don't see where the problem is.
Okay.
I'm in a really nerdy friend group, so after they found out what I was doing with two attractive girls, I got a decent amount of respect. Anyway, it started to get pretty frequent.
Okay.
Fuck, it's a long email. We're halfway through. This past Christmas holiday, if I wasn't working, I was either out with my girl or having a mad threesome session at one of our houses if it was empty. So anyway, this Christmas holidays were coming to an end, and I start to notice that the two girls that have always been best friends have started to get a little closer than before.
Okay.
Or, I guess I should have known it would happen. In public, they've been showing more affection to each other than my girlfriend would be to me.
Okay.
I don't know if this is cheating, because I'm the one that agreed to it in the first place, but occasionally they kiss. They constantly hold hands, they talk to each other all the time, and they leave me out of most conversations. The only time I feel a real connection to my girlfriend, who I love, is on the rare occasion we have sex with just the two of us. I don't really know what to do. I don't know how to pull this up and ask my girlfriend about it. I feel like I'm losing her and there isn't too much I can do about it. Help me, Lou. You're my only hope. What do I do now? I haven't brought it up yet as school just started, but I need to soon. Waiting for your response. Love from Matt. Love your potty, except for this bit. Why do you think this would be a good idea? I've bought tickets to your Sydney show. It's going to be amazing.
Yeah, sold out.
Yes, it is. Sydney sold out. Planning to take a fake ID as I turn 18 4 days after the show.
You don't need to be 18 for the Sydney show.
I kind of want to go out drinking if that's the plan.
Oh.
There's no plan. There's 323 people. If you can think you can find a bar that'll fit fucking 300 people in.
So is that the end of the question?
Yeah, so basically, he's been having many threesomes with his girlfriend and her best friend, but they're becoming more interested in each other than him.
So do you want me to answer this, or are we answering this together?
I think, Matt, you fucked up because you did not set clear boundaries.
Okay.
Obviously. You didn't... What you should have done is you should have been like, hey, what happens after the threesome? Let's figure this out.
Well, yeah, I guess it's a close friend.
Yeah. Her best friend, he says.
I don't know, because we don't have experience with this, so we can't talk, like, from experience.
No, not yet.
Sure. Well...
Podcast@loosespears.com.
Oh, God. If you're in the Melbourne area.
Yeah.
Actually, I'll be in... No, never mind. So you're mixing friendships with...
I think that's a bad idea.
Yeah, and because you did it more than once.
Yeah, I think that's also a bad idea.
I would never, especially because it was her best friend.
Yeah.
And she was bisexual. And then I would also want to know her friend's sexuality. I would assume she's bisexual if she's having a threesome with a man and a woman.
Yeah.
But if they were always besties...
Maybe that was just her excuse so she could get with her friend.
Well, the thing is, your girlfriend might just be into her best friend more than you. Probably. Girls have really close relationships as friends. And if they were already friends before they got involved sexually with each other, then they
And you know what? I think this threesome happened way too easily.
Really?
She brought it up, and then she was like, hey, we should have a threesome. Hey, it should be with my best friend.
Yeah, well, that bit, yeah.
That's sus to me. I feel like she's like, man, I really want to fuck my mate, but I like my boyfriend. Maybe we'll have a threesome.
Hmm.
And then if you have a threesome with somebody, Matt, that doesn't mean that your girlfriend gets to kiss them when you're not there.
Yeah.
That's cheating.
Well,
unless you say that it's okay. That's cheating.
Because if you guys are still each other's, because I've read a bit about polyamorous relationships, and that pretty much sounds like what you're entering into. Because
without consent.
Yeah, without consent, because you haven't agreed to that. But this is happening all the time. They already have a relationship outside of this sexual thing.
Yeah.
What would you call it? It's a sexual relationship that the three of them have? Because they're doing it all the time.
Yeah, they do it more than once, which I think is a mistake because...
I think we always thought if you're having a threesome, you should have a completely unrelated... And you're in a relationship, you should have a completely unrelated third party. Because if things go south, the only way that you're going to be able to recover is if you never have to see that other person again.
Yeah, so if this threesome fucked up your relationship,
and your
which
girlfriend got
like
really
it's
jealous
doing.
Or something like that, the only way it would work is if you never saw that person again.
Hey,
but
babe,
also,
you need to cut your best friend out of your life. Like, you can't really do that.
Yeah, you can't say that. She's going to choose her friend, especially now that they know they can give each other sick orgasms. Like, that checks off all the boxes. Oh, we're being really mean. He says he loves her.
Yeah.
It just sounds like from what you're saying. And it might be maybe you've turned into the jealous one and you just need to set some more boundaries and everything will be fine. But from your perspective, it just sounds like she's more into her friend than she's into you. Yeah,
it sounds like the threesome was opening the floodgates for what they really wanted to do together. And I think that she is... it sounds like they're hanging out without you.
Well, they're both
and kissing and holding hands.
Young, right?
That's cheating on you.
Oh yeah, I would say that's because if you guys still had the great understanding that you guys were in a monogamous relationship, you're just entering into a new sexual territory with trying new stuff together. Like, how do you know that they're not to be rude, but how do you know that they're not having sex when you're not there?
Yeah, you don't.
Yeah, you wouldn't know. I mean, yeah.
Yeah, I think she's cheating on you, bro.
But also, she's so young.
Oh, yeah, you're 17.
She might be a lesbian.
Yeah. She could just be
and she
gay.
might love you too.
Yeah.
But she is slowly realizing she is gay.
Yeah, well, that could be it. Or,
it sounds like a safe way for her to experiment. I don't know if she had a lot of experience before with other women, but yeah, I don't know. It just sounds like a bit of a shit. You just have to have honest conversations. That's like, if you care about someone, the only thing you can do is just be like, hey, this is bothering me. This is a problem. No matter what the problem is, you have to talk to them. Otherwise, you're throwing your relationship away because things are just going to get so bad, and then it's going to be beyond repair.
You can't let this keep on happening without saying something.
I assume something's happened by now, seeing as you wrote this a little while ago, and Lewis was holding on to it.
Yeah, I did mean to get to this last week, but we didn't get around to it. Oh no, 2 weeks ago actually.
Yeah.
Yeah, but you need to sit down and talk to her about it because clearly you're not comfortable with you. But also, your girlfriend and her
don't
friend.
be rude and go and accuse her of cheating, because I know Lewis is saying, "Oh, she's cheating," but she might not see it like that. She might think that this was your arrangement.
Yeah, because she
might not even know.
You've also made the mistake of letting another person into your relationship.
Yeah,
that you know that your girlfriend is going to see heaps more again afterwards, and you haven't set up boundaries of what happens after the threesome.
Because that's your girlfriend's best friend. Like, they're already talking. She's already talking to that girl about shit that she doesn't talk to you about.
Yeah.
Like, they've already got a different relationship that you guys can't... it's
you
just
won't
different.
understand.
Yeah.
It's just different.
So, I don't know. Just talk to her. Give us an update. I'd like to know.
Yeah, I would love to know an update, man. I want to know what happens with this. But, yeah, you need to sit her down, talk to her, and you need to lay down... You need to figure out what her feelings are. And then if she still wants to be with you... You have to lay down some boundaries.
Well, that's not true. What if they have a polyamorous relationship? What if he's into that? What if, just figure out what your situation is.
You have to lay down some boundaries if you're in a relationship with both of them.
It's not just him making the rules, though.
No, but boundaries have to be laid where everybody's comfortable.
Yeah.
And if he's not okay with his girlfriend having... making out with her best friend and doing stuff without him.
Yeah, then you have to be like, hey, I'm not okay with that.
You have to break up if she
if she says, well, that's what I want to do, then you have to walk away. Like, if that's not going to make you happy, don't compromise yourself for that.
Oh, yeah. At the end of the day, you're 17. You've been dating for 5 months. Like, it's not... There's so many more people out there. And, pretty soon you'll be 21 and you'll be thinking, man, I fucked 2 girls 5 times when I was 17. I am such a mad cunt.
Yeah, I was going to say, you'll probably, even when you're in your 20s, a lot of people won't.
Oh, you'll remember that shit for the rest of your life, man.
Before we wrap up.
Yeah, we do need to go.
Yeah. We're so sorry. It's such a long podcast. This happens when Lewis and I get on the mic because we just ramble.
Yeah. And sorry that I've been so sick, guys. I reckon I'll be okay tomorrow. I'm so much better than I have been the past 2 days because Jazz has been fixing me. But
I have.
I wanted to get a little review out this week, but I didn't because I was so sick. But I'm going to try and get it out Tuesday or Wednesday.
And I wanted to say I was actually thinking about starting my own podcast.
Oh yeah, you want to talk about this? Yeah.
Well, I just want to...
Yeah, float the idea.
Yeah, I was thinking of starting my own podcast. I don't know if anyone would listen, though. So if you want to listen to me talk about my opinions as opposed to Lewis talk about... Obviously, listen to Lewis, because where else are you going to hear Hitler jokes? Audience. That's not what's happening.
Oh, really? Because you didn't tell me you were going to talk about this, and then you said if you want to listen to me instead of Lewis, you're trying to coach I don't know. I'm thinking nobody listened to her.
I'm thinking maybe you have some people in your audience who are more sophisticated. No, I'm kidding.
So are you starting a podcast or what?
I'm so confused. It's currently about 1 a.m.
Yeah, I'm very tired.
Oh, man. No one want to listen to my podcast right now.
Do you want me to cut that out?
No, leave it in. That's fine. But if you guys would listen to me ramble, please let me know.
Yeah, send an email to podcast@loosbeers.com if you'd be interested in hearing Jazz's podcast.
Yeah,
I'll
Lewis wouldn't be on it.
And yeah, I'm not going to be on it. I might be a guest. I don't know what she wants to do with it. I don't know. Do you have any idea when you would want to start it?
Probably after the comedy festival. So that's in April. So it's still a couple of months away. But yeah, I'm really excited. I have a podcasting microphone, which we're using at the moment. And yeah, I don't know. I think it would be a lot of fun.
Oh, they're great. I think you'd be good at it too.
Yeah. And
you know what? There's hardly any women doing podcasts too. And I can't think of any doing solo ones either. So it's a nice little gap in the market you've got for yourself.
You guys can make fun of me about my gaps in pop culture. And
let's go to sleep.
Okay.
I'm so fucked.
Lewis is so tired. Down now. He's just, I have to put him back to bed, guys.
Yeah. Alright, thanks for listening, guys. I'm sorry if I was sounding too sick. I'll be alright in the next few days. I hope you enjoyed this episode of the Speared Sundays podcast.
Hey, next podcast, you will have already done 2 shows for your tour.
I'm excited.
Woo!
I'm so keen. The first one sold out. That's so sick.
It's sold out.
I've never started a
New
tour and it's sold out. Oh yeah, new seats added Geelong. If you want to get tickets,
they'll sell out too, though.
loosebeers.com/gigs. It's looking like just about every single show is going to sell out. Pretty much every single show. There's only a couple that I'm worried about. Hobart and Ballarat, please come. But everything else is looking like a sellout. So please start booking before I start uploading tour vlogs, because I think that's really going to start moving tickets. So loosebeers.com/gigs to get tickets. I will see you next Sunday.
See you guys.
Have a shit one.